Today we'll take a look at 27 exciting upcoming games for the Nintendo Switch 2 that you definitely need to keep an eye on. Let's get started. Persona 3 Reload finally makes its long-awaited debut on the Nintendo Switch 2 this October 23rd, 2025, and it's not just a port. It's a reawakening of one of the most emotionally powerful RPGs of its era, reborn with striking Unreal Engine 4 visuals, smoother than ever social mechanics, and reworked combat that hits with the finesse of Persona 5. The character art has been refined, the city feels more alive, and every animation flows at a silky 60 frames per second, breathing new life into Tartarus and the unforgettable hours of midnight. While the core story remains untouched, fans have speculated for months about included content. Yes, Episode Aegis is still a separate purchase, and no, the Premium Edition won't cover it. But make no mistake, this is the most definitive version of Persona 3 we've ever had, and if you've waited for the perfect handheld experience, the Switch 2 release is your moment to fall in love all over again with one of the darkest, most soul-stirring JRPG journeys ever crafted.
Sad as I am to hear it, I'll respect your decision. Come on, let's go.
Inazuma 11 Victory Road has had one of the most dramatic development arcs in recent gaming memory. First announced back in 2016, then vanishing into delay after delay until it finally reemerges in 2025. Yes, the date's now confirmed as November 13th, and it's a digital-only release across Switch, Switch 2, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. The wait's been agonizing, but the reward is something that blends deep RPG elements with the over-the-top action soccer magic the franchise is known for. Every match is a cinematic explosion of power kicks, anime-style drama, and character-driven storytelling, backed by sleek menus, fast pacing, and a progression system that finally respects your time. Victory Road isn't just a game, it's a love letter to fans who stuck through the delays, and it's shaping up to be the wildest soccer fantasy battlefield ever pixelated. Octopath Traveler 0 doesn't just revisit Orstera, it rewrites the rulebook entirely. Announced with jaw-dropping excitement during the latest Nintendo Direct, this prequel dives into a world before the original heroes, giving players the freedom to craft their own customizable protagonist and recruit up to 8 companions into battle, double the original's limit. The HD 2D visuals are back and more stunning than ever, bathing every mountain, village, and ruin in shimmering pixel-lit elegance. For the first time, the series incorporates a full-scale village building system, letting you rebuild a ruined hometown and make it truly your own. A deep, personal layer that will speak to every fan of handcrafted JRPGs. The beloved Break Boost combat returns with new strategic depth and a soundtrack that delivers pure emotional resonance.
It's a tale of beginnings that unfolds across Orstera.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is Ubisoft's most daring and fully realized RPG in years, and this time they've brought feudal Japan to life with breathtaking fidelity. Released on March 20th, 2025 after a wave of delays, the game introduces dual protagonists, Naue, a masterful kunoichi assassin trained in the arts of stealth and subterfuge, and Yasuke, the legendary African samurai who brings brute force and righteous power into the battlefield. Their stories intertwine in a tale of honor, revolution, and identity, unfolding across ancient forests, war-torn villages, and vibrant cities lit by dynamic lighting and ever-changing weather. It's a world that reacts to your choices, with deep RPG mechanics, branching narrative paths, and unexpected collaborations, including a lo-fi soundtrack drop and even a Dead by Daylight crossover that had fans buzzing.
And let your blade be an extension of your spirit. Remember, justice is forged.
Farming Simulator 25 took its roots deep into the soil of next-gen innovation when it launched on November 12, 2024, with a Switch version that brought a trimmed but capable farming experience to handhelds. But it's what's coming next that's turning heads. The Signature Edition, confirmed on May 28, 2025, brings the full console experience to the Nintendo Switch 2 this winter. This version includes over 400 licensed machines from more than 150 real-world brands, introduces new crops like rice and spinach, and even lets you raise water buffalo across massive maps representing North America, Europe, and East Asia. Built on Giants Engine 10, the game now features enhanced weather systems, dynamic lighting, and shadows that dance across the fields with realism that borders on meditative.
Hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good.
Nested Lands plunges you into a medieval nightmare where the world has been torn apart by plague, famine, and collapse, and the only path forward is pure survival. You begin with nothing, no walls, no food, no safety, just a scrap of land and a handful of survivors, and from that desperate spark, you're tasked with building a functioning village while the world crumbles around you. But this isn't a cozy builder. It's a brutal systems-driven survival RPG where every decision has weight, where the dead don't stay buried, and where winter storms are just as dangerous as marauding bandits. Crafting, settlement management, resource gathering, and squad-based tactics all come together in a world dripping with tension, wrapped in gritty, low-fantasy aesthetics. Alpha testing kicked off in early 2025 with a demo promised for the summer, and a full multi-platform release, including Switch, is targeted for late 2025.
We muster the courage to live another day. Lord, have mercy on us.
Into the Dead. Our Darkest Days steps away from the franchise's runner roots and dives headfirst into shelter management horror, set in a haunting 1980s Texas overrun by the undead. The game dropped in early access on April 9th, 2025, and what players got was something deeper, darker, and far more emotional than expected. A slow-burn descent into fear and desperation, where you guide a group of survivors through a devastated Walton City while the summer heat scorches the ground and the dead roam unchecked. Every supply run could be your last, and every decision might tear your group apart. Console versions are confirmed, including for Switch and Switch 2, though the exact release date remains unannounced. This is survival horror with heartache at its core, and it hits hard. Constance paints a world as fragile and profound as its protagonist's mind, a hand-drawn Metroidvania where every brushstroke bleeds emotion. You play as an artist navigating a crumbling world inside her own psyche, with combat based on ink, color, and brushwork, turning every fight into a surreal visual performance. The landscapes morph between decaying memories, psychological trauma, and moments of fleeting hope, all illustrated with painterly beauty and carried by a haunting musical score. 6 surreal biomes await, non-linear exploration invites endless secrets, and boss battles are brutal yet metaphorical, tying directly into the themes of mental struggle and emotional decay. My time at Evershine brings the cozy life sim formula to a whole new level of ambition, placing you not just in a small town, but in charge of it. You're the newly appointed governor of Evershine, shaping the future of your fantasy city with sweeping authority, from infrastructure and resident happiness to trade, diplomacy, and even politics. This isn't just farming and crafting anymore. It's leadership, co-op for up to 4 players, deep relationship building, and real governance over your citizens' lives. Launching in late 2025 exclusively for Nintendo Switch 2, the game expands everything fans loved about Portia and Sandrock, with mature art direction, expanded mod support, more meaningful NPC stories, and world building that feels alive and reactive. It's the next step in the genre, richer, bolder, and full of charm. Sonic Racing CrossWorlds races across dimensions in a full-throttle explosion of speed, chaos, and multiverse madness. Dropping digitally on September 25th, 2025 for Nintendo Switch and all major platforms, with a physical Switch 2 cartridge edition speeding in early 2026, this isn't just a kart racer, it's Sonic's most ambitious racing game ever. The new Travel Ring mechanic lets you jump between alternate circuits mid-race, completely shifting the track layout and strategy in real time, making every lap a dynamic battleground. With over 40 customizable vehicles, 70 gadgets, and 100+ unique parts and decals, you're not just racing, you're building your identity on the track. And best of all, no downloaded code required on Switch 2. Just pop in the cartridge and go.
You ready to race?
Sometime later.
Circle the date, because on November 14th, 2025, the fight of a lifetime hits Nintendo Switch and the brand new Switch 2. Japan jumps in a day earlier on November 13th. Pre-orders are already live for Standard, Deluxe, and Ultimate editions, and this isn't just another entry in the saga. It's the biggest roster in Dragon Ball history, packing over 180 fighters. Budokai Tenkaichi-style battles return in glorious 3D arenas, with support for Joy-Con motion controls to let you throw punches and spirit bombs with a flick of your wrist. Switch 2 owners will get extra polish through an upgrade patch, with sharper character models and richer environments. Whether it's couch battles with friends or fierce online showdowns, this one's pure, unfiltered fan service. Every clash, every transformation, every scream of Kamehameha dialed up for the ultimate Dragon Ball experience.
You did good today, Gohan. Made me proud.
Pain, you are #1.
See ya! We will both continue to get stronger and stronger.
First teased in whispers last year, Herdling finally stepped into the spotlight during the August 2025 Indie World Showcase, and it's heading to Nintendo Switch on August 21st, 2025, very likely landing on Switch 2 as well. You'll guide mystical creatures called calicorns through sweeping alpine landscapes, forests thick with mist, snowy plateaus gleaming under the sun, and valleys steeped in quiet mystery. It's tranquil and atmospheric, yet threaded with moments of tension as you solve puzzles and lead your herd away from danger. Every step carries a story, every vista feels hand-painted, and the world hums with an almost meditative rhythm. This is the kind of game where you lose track of time, watching your creatures graze against a backdrop of mountains fading into fog, and then, suddenly, you're on edge, steering them away from a hidden cliff. Already a chilling hit on Nintendo Switch since April 17th, 2024. The Exit 8 delivers a short but razor-sharp dose of psychological horror. It traps you in an endless underground corridor, daring you to spot subtle, reality-bending anomalies before it's too late. Over 1.9 million copies have sold, proof of how perfectly it nails that creeping dread. And now, on August 29th, 2025, it rises again for Switch 2 with upgraded visuals, new anomalies to discover, and a movie adaptation to match. It's not jump scares. It's that gnawing tension where your heartbeat sinks to the hum of fluorescent lights, your eyes scanning every poster, every shadow, wondering if you've just stepped into the wrong reality. With this new release, the dread deepens, and it looks better than ever. Landing on August 28th, 2025 for Switch and Switch 2, Karate Survivor from Alawar Premium turns every fight into a chaotic, retro-fueled showdown. It's a Survivor-like roguelite with a martial arts heart, fast combos, environmental improvisation, and wild weapons ranging from mop handles to microwaves to toy hammers. The neon-soaked stages channel pure 80s energy, while boss battles push your reflexes to the edge. Every run is different, Every fight a chance to pull off moves worthy of a VHS action flick. 1 second you're kicking through a mob, the next you're spinning into a 6-hit chain, the crowd roaring in your head. It's messy, stylish, and primed for pure arcade satisfaction. September 26, 2025, the classic 2002 3D platformer bursts back to life, this time rebuilt from the ground up. Pac-Man World 2. Repack delivers modern visuals, redesigned levels, and a brand new Pac Village hub packed with secrets. Full voice acting breathes life into Pac-Land, and new moves like the Super Butt Bounce unleash shockwave attacks that flatten enemies in style. Optional bonus missions, collectible outfits, and a 2-player co-op mode, where Player 2 joins as the floating Pac drone, add layers of fun. Pre-orders are open, with a deluxe edition offering collab stages, extra costumes, and a special Talkman outfit for owners of the previous repack.
And that's not all. Complete missions to earn special items. Wear stylish new outfits. Collect and display figures. Get ready to power up and have a blast, because adventure is back on the menu. Here we go! Pac-Man World 2 Repack. Available September 26th, 2025.
Summer 2025 brings a new round of spooky chaos with Obakedoro 2 Chase and Seek, developed for Switch 2 by Freestyle. This asymmetric multiplayer tag game pits one monster against up to 7 human players with fast-paced 3-minute matches set in an atmospheric old Japan. The rules are simple: run, hide, or chase, but the execution is pure adrenaline. Each character brings unique abilities, keeping matches unpredictable, while the eerie backdrops and flickering lantern light make every dash feel like a scene from a ghost story.
君は逃げ切れるか、それともお化けで追い詰める？遊びましょう。お化けイドル2。
October 23rd, 2025 marks the return of a legend: Plants vs. Zombies. Replanted is a full HD reimagining of the 2009 tower defense classic, with expanded modes, crisp visuals, and new ways to play. Alongside the original campaign, you'll get local co-op, PvP battles, the return of quirky minigames like Walnut Bowling, and new challenges such as Cloudy Day mode, which forces clever sunlight strategy. Hardcore players can try Rest in Peace mode for permadeath tension, while the Art and Concept Library offers a behind-the-scenes look at the series' history. Launching on Switch, Switch 2, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, it's a backyard battle that welcomes veterans and newcomers alike, even if online multiplayer is notably absent. Dropping November 18th, 2025 for Switch 2, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC, Titans of the Tide throws SpongeBob and Patrick into a supernatural rescue mission after the Flying Dutchman and King Neptune plunge Bikini Bottom into ghostly chaos. You'll swap between the duo mid-level to use their distinct abilities, grappling, burrowing, platforming, across surreal locations like Neptune's Palace and Bikini Mountain. The original cast returns for full voice acting, and boss battles burst with animated personality. The Ghostly Edition is pure collector's gold, with a golden spatula keychain, steelbook, art cards, a patch, and a season pass. It's the biggest SpongeBob platformer yet, packed with humor, heart, and undersea spectacle.
Be wary of the Dutchman, wary of the mighty king, wary of their spells, beware of king and ghost, be wary of the Dutchman, wary of the mighty king, wary of these old geezers.
From the brilliant minds behind Shovel Knight, Mina the Hollower arrives on Nintendo Switch this Halloween, October 31st, 2025, wrapping players in a gothic retro dreamscape that feels both timeless and alive. Inspired by the charm and precision of Zelda's Game Boy era classics, it blends razor-sharp whip combat with a distinctive burrow and dash mechanic that lets you slip beneath the ground to evade attacks, uncover secrets, or ambush unsuspecting foes. Since October 24, 2024, Nintendo Switch owners have been able to carry the gritty heart of Kamurocho wherever they go with Yakuza Kiwami, a complete reimagining of Kazuma Kiryu's very first story. This isn't just a port, it's a neon-soaked, drama-fueled dive into the underworld, where every back-alley fight, every heartfelt side story, and every absurd minigame unfolds in the palm of your hand. The city pulses with life, from glowing signage reflected on rain-slick streets to the bustle of bars, arcades, and hidden gambling dens. You can belt out karaoke between brutal brawls, chase down thugs in adrenaline-charged street chases, or quietly help strangers in need, building a legend one encounter at a time. Goodnight Universe, still without a confirmed release date for Nintendo Switch, feels like a whisper to the soul, a game that trades explosions and spectacle for stardust and reflection. It's a pixel-painted journey through pastel nightscapes, where your leaps and glides carry you across quiet platforms lit by the glow of distant constellations. Every movement is deliberate, every pause a chance to listen to the hush of the digital cosmos. The world feels alive in its stillness, each flicker of light and shifting shadow carrying weight. Unannounced release date, undefined boundaries. Bakura exists right now as a tantalizing mystery. Early glimpses hint at something more than just another indie narrative. It's a work that seems to fuse art and story into a single, seamless experience. Stylized visuals suggest a world where every frame could be a painting, every moment a vignette of emotion and meaning. Though details remain scarce, there's a weight to the way it's been teased. A sense that when the curtain finally rises, players will step into something profoundly personal and visually striking. It's the kind of project that lingers in the back of your mind, quietly growing in anticipation until the day the release date drops. And when it does, it might just demand you clear your schedule to experience whatever truth Bakura is holding back. The wait is finally over. On September 4th, 2025, Hornet takes the stage in Hollow Knight, Silksong, and this time we're leaving Hallownest behind for the mysterious kingdom of Farloom. After years of rumors, delays, and endless anticipation, Team Cherry has locked the date, and the hype has never been higher. Whether you're on Nintendo Switch, Switch 2, PlayStation, Xbox, or PC, this adventure is ready to pull you in. Silksong isn't just a sequel, it's a reinvention of everything fans loved, now sharper, faster, and more graceful. Hornet moves with acrobatic speed, slicing through enemies while using the all-new Silk healing system that pushes combat into pure tension and reward. The demo at Gamescom gave us a taste of lush, dangerous zones like the Moss Grotto and the Deep Docks, showing exactly what makes this world so intoxicating. The very next day, September 5th, it's time to climb into your arsenal and unleash pure mech warfare. Demon X Machina. Titanic Scion isn't just a continuation, it's an explosion of anime style. You customize your giant machine to the extreme, swapping parts mid-battle and raining destruction on alien immortals and military powers alike. Think of it as Armored Core, but with brighter energy, faster pacing, and over-the-top flair. Every fight feels like a high-speed duel straight out of a futuristic anime. And if you can't wait, a demo is already live, complete with progress carryover into the full game. So when launch day arrives, you'll be ready to hit the battlefield at full throttle.
Time to suffer! Stay alert now!
Hand over the Alpha and let us end this war.
Oh, Mother.
Also landing on September 5th is something far darker. Chronos. The New Dawn is Bloober Team's haunting new survival horror. This is a game that bends time and sanity. You step into the role of travelers, shifting across different eras to save humanity from extinction, all while navigating psychological terrors that twist every decision you make. Imagine the oppressive dread of Silent Hill, fused with the cosmic atmosphere of Dead Space, and the world-building depth of BioShock. Then add a system where harvesting souls and burning monstrosities determines not just survival, but the shape of the narrative itself. Every choice has weight, every action carries consequence, and time itself becomes a weapon and a curse. It's chilling, ambitious, and one of the sharpest third-party surprises Nintendo has secured for Switch 2's library.
Stay calm.
Creep back into the shadows on October 10th, 2025, when Little Nightmares 3 arrives across every major platform. This time, Supermassive Games, the studio behind Until Dawn, takes the reins, and the result is every bit as unsettling as you'd imagine. Two new protagonists, Lo and Alone, step into the void of the nowhere, armed with only a bow and a wrench as they cling to survival in a nightmare world. For the first time, the series adds online co-op, letting players share the dread together. And the levels? Disturbing doesn't even begin to cover it. The Carnival, revealed at Gamescom, paints a carnival of horrors with puppet-like teddy terrors, sugar-fueled ghouls, and environments that seem alive with menace. It's all wrapped in puzzles, stealth, and that signature sense of vulnerability that made the series iconic. On October 23, 2025, prepare for a journey into a haunting dreamscape with Dreamed Away, coming to PC, Nintendo Switch, Switch 2, and Xbox. You step into the shoes of Theo, a young boy in 1990s France who wakes up in an empty home where his parents and sister have vanished. That's the spark that ignites a chilling search through cryptic catacombs and shadowed corners, where every step blends the surreal with the unsettling. The game's retro pixel art visuals capture both nostalgia and unease, while its gameplay is a bold fusion of turn-based strategy, bullet-dodging minigames, and time-based QTEs that keep tension high. Beneath its mechanics lies an emotional narrative threaded with psychological unease, pulling you deeper with each choice. Just a week later, on October 30th, 2025, Inti Creates unveils Majogami, a striking 2D action platformer on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. Here we meet Shiroha, a young woman battling with fragmented memories, wielding her katana in a world crafted entirely like paper. Her companion is her father Shiori, tragically transformed into paper himself, who guides her across this delicate yet dangerous realm. The visual style is unlike anything else, a handcrafted papercraft aesthetic that makes every environment feel fragile and alive. Combat flows with precision, sharp yet emotional, turning battles into living art. More than just a platformer, it's a paper-cut legend about memory, bonds, and gods brought low by a blade that cuts like folded steel.
魔女神の世界オルケスグラから白羽は記憶を取り戻し無事に元の世界に戻ること。魔女神ザ・ウィッチ・オブ・ルルディリア。これは 神を切る一人の少女の物語。